Hey everyone! Welcome to today's stream. So I know that not scheduled to go live for about another half an hour, but I know that Resort TV 1 is live tonight along with Corey and several other streamers for the last evening before the parks close for the 2-week um, temporary hiatus. So I thought I would go ahead and give us a start early so that we can go ahead and finish a little sooner. Stevie Lee, welcome in. So we'll give it Samuel Hall, welcome. Well, good to see you. I know some of the other channels might be popping in. So letting them know that I went live so that they can join us. So as you saw, the title of this stream is Jeffrey Renendez, welcome. And I called it Let's Talk COVID-19, Park Closures, and More. So as we all know, Disney is closing for 2 weeks, effective at end of business today. What exactly is end of business today? Well, let's take a look and see what the park hours are for today. Today's park hours are Magic Kingdom until 10 from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and they had an early morning magic this morning. Epcot is a 9 to 9. Hollywood Studios was 8 to 8:30, and there are extra magic hours from 8:30 to 10:30. And then Disney's Blizzard Beach was open until 5, so about half an hour ago. And then Disney's Boardwalk was open 6:30 a.m. to 2 a.m. And then Disney Springs is open 10 to noon or 10 a.m. to midnight. But the resorts in Disney Springs will be staying open as far as we know until further notice. Rockin' Robin, wow, 3 streams of Lena. Yes, 3 streams of Lena. It happens every once in a while. It depends on when Craft and Chat is. Sometimes they just layer one on top of the other, and I am a busy girl. I think Sundays overall for YouTube are my busiest days, just because I start out with Craft and Chat, and then in Craft and Chat we've kind of pulled back on how many Sundays we're doing Craft and Chat. Today was kind of an extra one, and then we'll do one next week. And if you go to my Instagram and you look under previous posts, you'll see a Craft and Chat like from in the past 2 weeks, and it will tell you what dates coming up are Craft and Chat and what channel they are on. Jeffrey Renendez, I am feeling much better. I still have a lingering cough, and the doctor says that that's going to be around for a while. So, news on my end. Under doctor advisement, I will not be going to Orlando next month for the Star Wars 5K. Um, my the doctor is worried that my lungs can't handle it. With still recovering from the upper respiratory virus that I had for about a week and a half. It was miserable. The first week of March, I literally slept through it. I would pop into streams and say hi, and I would go back to sleep. That's literally what I did from February, the last Friday in February, when I got home from subbing at the school through the following Saturday. Sam went to work on Thursday. He was feeling better. We both had it, but because I am asthmatic, it hit me worse because my lungs can't, as it would break up, I couldn't get enough umph out of my lungs to cough it up. Excuse me. So I guarantee tonight will be a long night of coughing just because I'll have talked all day. I am sad. Um I did reach my fundraising goal, so I'm happy about that. I've sent an email to Run Disney. I've tagged them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Posted on their page asking if it's possible to get either a refund or a deferment to next year. Um, my guess is that they're waiting to see what exactly is going to happen with the parks themselves, because if 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 Disney says, "Hey, we're going to close for an additional 2 weeks," um, there's really no way that they can have a Run Disney event anyway. So, I right now it's just kind of a wait and see thing on my end. Hopefully there will be something um, announced soon. Everyone's kind of going, well, do we keep training? Do we not? Well, I'm going to go ahead and run because it's this good stress reliever, and it's really just waiting and seeing what's going on. It is what it is. Um, sorry. Um, so I will not be going in April, and then June. Some things had come up previously over the past couple weeks that I wasn't going to be able to attend the travel agency training in June. And I was really disappointed because my Christmas gift, as you guys know, part of my Christmas gift was Sam upgraded me to an annual pass. And so I haven't been able to really use it since we got back. Um, but Lady Jamers, you've seen her in the chat and stuff. She messaged a whole bunch of us on Instagram and say, "Hey, let's do a girls trip in the fall." And of course, me being the travel agency agent I am, I'm like, "Well, what dates are you looking at?" And originally she was like, "Well, let's go during the wine and dine um half marathon weekend." Well, the prices were really expensive. So I start backing up and I'm like, "Well, I'll look kind of towards the beginning of September." And I was looking at random dates. And so I put in the 8th through the 15th. And there was still a sun and sand room only offer. And it was like $800 for the 2 weeks, maybe about nine. We each are paying for something under 500 a piece. And she's like, "Wow, that's great. Go ahead and book it." So we had that booked. And Sam's like, "Well, since you aren't getting to go in April, why don't you go ahead and plan to be there for another week?" Um, so I will be there. I will be at All Star Music from the 1st to the 8th. Then I will move from All Star Music to All Star Sports with Lady Jamers from the 8th to the 15th. But that's not all. I sound like an infomercial. Um, the a- one I For some reason in my head, I thought that Halloween Horror Nights started, which is at Universal, started the beginning of September. It doesn't. It starts the 10th of September. And I'm like, "Man, I really wish I had looked at it before I moved my flight from Delta." Mike, no worries. I went live a little early because I know Resort TV 1 is live. Um, and so I wanted to go ahead and do my stream so that anyone who wanted to spend the rest of the evening with Resort TV 1 um, could do that. Um, Sam's like, well, how much would it be to add a few days? And I'm like, well, I have a free ticket. I have a free ticket to Universal because I have completed travel agency training through Universal. That's one of the perks that they give you. You get um, one free 3 day 3 park ticket, and then I think there's like five. I get up to 5 half price tickets, 3 park 3 day. And I'm like, well, character dining is this much, which character dining is pretty much character dining with some of the scare actors from the different houses and different scare zones. I want to do the behind the screams tour, which is where you get to do a lights on tour of the houses. I can't do the houses because they pump a lot of that synthetic fog into the houses. Outside, they pump it out in the different scare zones as well. But because it's open, it's outside, it doesn't, I can get air better than I can inside of the house. So yes, and Corey is live. So, Jeff rented us. So I was doing this a little early. So I'm going to be doing the Behind the Screams tour, and then I will come home on the 18th. So I will definitely be getting good use out of my annual pass. Roughly, I will be getting a month out of it. Plus, Disney, as many days as Disney World is closed, they are extending annual passes. So my annual pass originally was due to expire on December 26th because that is the day that I first used it. It doesn't look like it's been updated quite yet. Okay, it says it expires the 27th. But I will get an additional however many days that the parks are closed added on to my pass at the end of that. So who knows if I will be able to fit in another trip next January before it expires. We will just kind of have to wait and see what happens with that. But it is what it is. So park closings. Steve, they're going to be double tagging with the fireworks. Josh and Jenna will be on Main Street. Corey and Stephanie will be behind the fireworks. Awesome. That is good to know. I know on so I guess I'll tell you a little bit what's going on with us in all of this. Thursday, Sam and I were talking, just about, we were looking at because we were waiting we were looking at sale ads to go grocery shopping um either Friday night or Saturday afternoon. And I was looking at the Dylan's ad, and I was on Facebook, and there's a Dylan's 30 miles west and a Dylan's 30 miles south. And people were sharing photos that there was no water and no toilet paper and no Kleenex and no paper towels. And I showed it to Sam, and we kind of made the decision, you know what? Hey, Garrett, I hope your kids get better soon. We made the decision to go ahead and do our major grocery shopping Thursday night, before things were sold out in our area. And I'm really glad that we did. We got, one package of toilet paper. There's two of us. We still had about half a pack, but I wanted to make sure that we had some just in case. And welcome in, Angela.
Hello.
And then we picked up 2 cases of bottled water, which is 1 per each of us, and 3 one-gallon container, like gallon jugs of water, because we use filtered water in our Keurig. Plus, our water lines are horrible in town. Every 6 months, we get another letter. Make sure that you're using filtered water because our water lines had something go wrong. So we don't even give our cat the tap water. We get it really, really hot to um, wash dishes and shower and stuff.
Hey, Stevie Lee. Hey, everyone.
And we picked up, just general things. We didn't heavily stock up on anything. And then Friday, I decided I wanted to go to Walmart earlier in the day. So I called my dad and said, "Dad, I want to go to Walmart. Would you take me? Because I don't drive because of my epilepsy, and we only have one vehicle." So we went down to Walmart, which is 30 minutes south, and I posted a video earlier, and there was no toilet paper, no paper towels, almost no hand soap. I got the last $3 hand soaps. Otherwise, all that was left was $5 Method hand wash. And we were out of hand soap, which is the only reason I got 3. And the people around me had already picked up, a whole bunch. So I picked up like one of the loaf hams that you do at Christmas. And typically I'll have them cut it at the deli counter. Like I'll have them slice it like real thin for like grilled cheese sandwiches, a little bit thicker for ham steaks, and then a little bit thicker than that to put in like a dish with like for ham and beans and cornbread. And the lady said, "I'm sorry, we can't take anything over the counter and cut it right now. I can cut a ham that we have back here." And I said, "Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit more than my $12 loaf ham." So um I picked up that and some hot links and smoked sausages. And, like, we've picked up, like, hey, you know, we saw there was a town 30 minutes west of us is out of milk. And I went, "Sam, let's just go get another gallon of milk. We'll probably use it. And we've got plenty of powdered milk, but at least this way we have another jug to make powdered milk in." So, yeah, hand sanitizer's gone. It's just insane. But park closings. Angela, what do you think about all that?
Um, I mean, I guess it's just one of those things that would have to happen, I think, eventually, just because people are so close to each other. So if they want us to maintain this social distancing, um, you're not going to be able to do that in the parks. It's just, when you're in the line, if you're just close to people. There are so many people that come in and out. So, I think it's just something that had to be done. Hopefully, it gets lifted at some point very soon. So, yep.
Hello, Tiffy Bell. She is another channel. She's kind of part of our Disney group. She posted on her Instagram stories. As of 9 p.m. tonight in Ohio, all restaurants and bars will be shut down indefinitely, with the exception being delivery and carryout.
Hmm.
So that's I think we should be cautious, but I think at some point we're being a little overly cautious. But I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. Just
Yep.
makes me sad. I feel so bad for the college kids. Um some of the colleges, even though Disney is giving them a certificate of completion, um I'm on a Disboards. It's a forum online, and they have a Facebook group as well. And apparently, one of the college programs moms said that the college that her daughter attends is not accepting the letter of completion, and they will not let her graduate because they say she's 100 hours short.
Hmm. Oh, that stinks.
And I'm like, well, Disney's. It's not like she just decided to leave. Disney's. It's not like she could just go to work. here. I'm gonna greet people at the hotels. I mean, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I think, our schools are closed here in our state in Pennsylvania, and they're waiving. I guess they're supposed to have 180 days
Mhm.
every year, and they're waiving that. So I guess that's a good thing.
The
Um,
the
I do wish
only
kids had work to do though. They don't have work to do for the next 2 weeks. So I thought, oh man, it would have been nice to kind of, keep them flowing with their curriculum a little bit. But yeah.
the only people that hurts is the seniors, because for school, seniors have to have X amount of days in classroom
Uh-huh.
to graduate, and colleges won't accept them without that in classroom time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
The only reason I know that is because my senior year of high school, we were coming off of Christmas break, and you get the automated phone calls from the school, this is superintendent,
Right.
so and so, and here's what's going on. The broiler system in the high school broke down.
Oh, wow.
And they said, okay, and it was weird. We were going back on a Friday, and then we had the weekend, and then start Monday again. They're like, no one's going to go in on Friday, and seniors only have to go in on Monday. And we're seniors were going, why are we being punished? And they're like, you have to have time in class. You have to be in a classroom. We don't care what you do in the classroom,
Yeah.
but you have to be there. And there was no for a full week. We were the seniors are the only ones in class,
Yeah.
because they're like, the only people who have to be there are seniors. They're waiving it for everyone else. They're like, well, thanks. But there was no popular crowd. There was no nerds. There was no, I don't like you. It was, you have a blanket. I have hot chocolate. Let's be friends.
Uh, that's funny.
I mean,
Well, I think it might be different because for us, they called it a state of emergency, and then that
hmm
gets waived. So maybe it'll get waived for the seniors too, hopefully.
hopefully.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it will, to be honest with you. That's, because the colleges are closing down too, right?
Yeah.
So it's
One of the schools locally actually has canceled the rest of the school year.
right. Yeah, a lot of the colleges, and what's nice about the colleges, they have online programs. So,
Yep.
there are some kids, I guess, that have to do labs or they're hands-on because they're dental hygienists and physician's assistants, and they do
Yep.
need that hands-on. But for a lot of the kids, hopefully they could do their classes online,
And,
and that would help. Yep.
and maybe they can grab a few hours this summer to make up for it.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Um, Stevie says everywhere is going overboard, in my opinion. Hopefully, this will only be a after spring break type of thing, and everything can go back to normal. I hope so too. You know, I think once they get something to alleviate the problem, if they can get a I don't. It's a virus. I don't know if you can vaccinate against a virus. I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
Yeah.
I,
I think
I
you can. Is it like the flu maybe? So it's the
it's
same.
just yeah, I would guess that would be similar to like inoculating against the flu.
Right.
But even if you get the flu shot, you're not guaranteed that you're not going to get the flu. You're just not going to get it as severe.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Um,
If it's a different strain too, with the
right.
flu, you can get, yeah. Yeah.
And so it's kind of like with my upper respiratory virus. The doctor's like, it's a virus.
Yeah.
There's nothing that we can do for it except let it write itself out.
Of course. Yeah.
Um, and and I mean, in theory, that's the same thing you do with this. You let it write itself out. The problem is that you don't show symptoms for X amount of time, and if you're still out and you're still doing things, you've then exposed all these other people.
Right. Right. And I
So,
think a lot of people don't even have any symptoms, so
right,
they don't even know that they're spreading it. So I think
right, exactly.
that's what makes it harder. Yep. Yep.
And I think that's why they closed down the dorms. My guess, I don't know, this is a complete guess, is that they're going to scrub those dorms from top to bottom because the next group of college program kids come in the end of April and start beginning of May.
Okay.
So they have to have time to clean those dorms.
Right.
So if you figure that, I don't know how many dorm buildings there are, but I'm going to guess there's a pretty decent amount. Mike Wheeler, if you are still in the chat, um, how many dorm buildings um, does Disney have? Rockin' Robin says Lena has peanut butter, I have jelly, Tracy Glenn has bread. Let's be friends. Sounds about right. That was exactly how that worked that week, and it was the best. I think it was the best week of high school because everyone was equal. There was no I'm up here, you're down here, or I'm up here, you're down there. It was equal.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, a lot of things are being canceled and postponed. Sam, uh, Sam can't attend church services because um, they don't want everyone to be exposed, and a lot of churches are going to online. One of the churches here in town, um, they're supposed to they do a big hog roast every year, and they smoke tons and tons of meat, and it's a fundraiser, and it's if you've got $1, great, come and eat, or if you want to give $50, come and eat. It's more about community and getting together, and it's also a fundraiser, but they don't want to exclude anyone from coming. We typically do 4 meals and we pay $20, $5 per meal, and it comes with pulled pork and 2 sides and a dessert and drink, and we always bring it home. That way we have some in the fridge. It's canceled indefinitely. They're not doing it. And Sam and I were devastated because we love it.
Yeah.
But, it's living in a retirement area, which is pretty much what Marion and Hillsborough are. That's a lot of old people.
Right.
And, I with my cough, I have to wonder if it's safe for me to go to still work at the school. I'm a substitute paraprofessional. I work with special needs kids, and I work as a teacher aide. So I have to figure out if it's safe for me to even go into the school because that's how I got sick in the first place was being there.
So Lena, are you still your schools haven't closed then?
Nope. We
Oh.
have this week is spring break, and then the following Monday is school as usual.
Oh wow. Okay. And that could change. So
They could
go back to work
they
then?
sent an email, huh?
You're supposed to go back to work after
Yeah,
spring break. Okay.
mhm. I'll still sub next week, if,
Okay.
um unless they tell me something different.
Right.
But they're like, because we got an email, and there was a thing on Facebook that said, we discussed it, but we're going to go as business as usual.
Wow.
Wash your hands. And that was pretty much it. Wash your hands, business as usual.
Right. Okay.
Um, so it's who, but that was Friday. Between Friday of this past week and next Monday, it could 100% change.
Right. True. It's constantly evolving and changing, you know?
But I think once they get a something that works, if even if it's something that slows it down, um number one is from what I understand, they are testing medications on current patients. Um, I was reading on Facebook, and I think it was CNN or MSN or one of those, that one of the colleges of medicine has put it in their um, computers, like a blood sample,
Uh-huh.
and coronavirus, like, here's SARS, here's coronavirus. It's an off, it's like a mutation of SARS.
Right.
So from what I understand from the article, and I don't even remember what the article was. I'm sorry, everyone in the chat, that I can't produce the article. That they are using SARS medication and saying, okay, here's the SARS medication. This and this worked, and this didn't. Okay, great. So we take these parts that worked, we take away the parts that don't, and we start adding things into it and say, okay, here, try it now. Did it work? Nope, didn't. Okay, take those out, put this in. Did it work? It's it's really just a playing game to see what's gonna work to slow down the symptoms.
Yeah.
I apologize, everyone, for the cough. I've been talking nonstop almost since 11:30 this morning, so
Oh.
I will be coughing tonight, let me tell you.
Aw. Yeah.
I'm just glad that I feel up to, like, sitting in a chair.
Right, right, and you're participating, that's a good thing. You feel good enough to be on the streams and yeah,
I'm kind of regretting that I went to work on Thursday.
yeah,
Um, I I've I am I'm a SPED paraprofessional, and SPED is special education, special needs. And I had a student in a wheelchair who cannot physically, he's not capable of maneuvering himself around. So I pushed him around all day, even though he has, you know, the special needs. He is the size of a first second grader, and that's a lot of pushing and a lot of extra exertion on my lungs. And
right.
so I've been coughing a lot more. I My cough had went down a lot.
Oh, wow.
um
Yeah.
okay, Sam says, sorry, bouncing between this and the press release from the White House. Tomorrow the White House is going to put out national level advice, according to Vice President Pence.
Interesting. That'll be interesting. So we're trying to figure out if we're gonna, yeah, what we're gonna do because our schools are closed. If we are going to head to Florida or if we're going to stay here, and yeah, it's a lot for people to think about, you know?
It's scary.
Right, right.
Sorry, there's an echo. um
Uh, but you get, I, I don't know. I would think you could tell your school. I mean, if you're not feeling well, you just don't. You let them know that it's just not. It doesn't
yep.
make sense for you to have a setback. You know, you've worked so hard to feel better, and
And that's the thing. I probably could have subbed on Friday, but Friday was Howard's birthday, and I was pretty much a wreck
yeah,
on Friday. I mean, I went to Newton with my dad because I wanted to get, a few more grocery things that, I just can't get local, or they're just a little cheaper
sure,
there.
right.
But, the the elementary school is right across the street from the cemetery.
Oh, geez, yeah,
So I can't tell you how many times for class trips we went over to a cemetery growing up.
wow,
It's probably one of the reasons why I'm slightly our classes are slightly more morbid.
right,
I don't think they do that anymore, but hey, art class, we were told to bring up, a pencil, and we got a piece of like, the not the thin tracing paper, but like rubbing paper, Do you remember that paper, Angela? It was
Yeah.
not quite as thick as regular paper, but not
Yeah.
thin.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, and they'd say, okay, we're gonna go down this because it's all gravel pathways. Everyone walk, and everyone find a different tombstone, and we're gonna do a rubbing of the tombstone. And that was
Oh,
our art project. I mean,
wow. That's funny. Huh.
so I mean, we had so we were my class, our club, up until probably the class after mine, kind of more fit, you know. Hey,
Wow.
we're going to the cemetery today.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
So I mean, to look out the window and see it, it was really hard to go back. And so I
Yeah.
just knew that Friday I would be bawling, and
Yeah.
it wasn't going to be good.
No, I don't blame.
Oh, no worries, Mike Wheeler. I don't think you've deleted anything that I can tell, but no worries.
Yeah, I'm just happy that with the social distancing, we can still get together with everybody on YouTube.
I agree. I agree. And I think there's going to be a lot, like, I don't know what, like, Resort TV One has, their thing is they go live on Friday nights. And
Hmm.
I mean, I guess for now, unless they close like the resorts and they close Disney Springs, they can still like do a dinner at um one of the resorts, or do like the Skyliner,
Yeah, is the
Skyliner
Skyliner still open?
um until Monday. I guess. Yeah, I guess that's right.
Oh, so will it close?
The Skyliner is gonna hold on. I got an email about this in my travel agent stuff. The Skyliner will close. The Express monorail and the Epcot monorail is gonna close, and minivan options will not be available.
Oh, okay. All right.
So like if you need to go from Pop Century to Grand Floridian, you can get a bus for that, or like or they'll have a smaller van, like the DVC vans,
Oh, really?
is what I understand.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't sure what they were doing with that. Okay. Huh. I
Okay,
just
Mike
wonder,
Wheeler.
you think there'll be people still because they're going to have the resorts open? You think there'll be people at the resorts still?
Oh,
Just
oh yeah, people. On in different TA groups I'm in,
uh-huh.
people are like, yeah, I just booked a resort only trip for a couple, and they're just gonna go down there.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, no,
That's
okay,
interesting.
whatever.
Oh, funny.
Okay, here's my next question for you, Ange. What do you think? Do you think that Disney's going to offer discounts in the fall to encourage people to come back to the parks?
That's hard to say. I would imagine they would just because, and I guess it depends on how long they're closed. So, yeah, I think it's kind of hard to say. What do you think? Do you think they will?
I'm going to say this with a disclaimer of I don't know anything. There's been nothing said to any travel agents about this, so
Uh-huh.
this is purely speculation. I think they will. I think they're going to have to do something to prove to people that it's safe to travel again, that you can go to the theme parks and not have to worry about it, and that it is um still your happy place. It's still the most magical place on earth. I think that they're going to it'll be similar to 9/11 when the stock market crashed,
Uh-huh.
because that's what it's doing now. Is the stock market just, it continues to drop. They're going to have to bring down all the prices again to have people willing to come again,
Yeah.
because people are using like Royal Caribbean and Carnival and all those. They're offering, well, if you don't cancel and you just move your cruise, we'll give you 125% future cruise credit instead of a cancellation where they get their money back.
Right, 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 right. Yeah.
So people are taking that extra money that they're getting back from vacations, or that they're going to use towards a vacation or their emergency fund, and they're going out and they're buying the toilet paper and the soap and extra food and water and whatnot. They're
Right.
using up their money for that. And Disney and Universal and SeaWorld, the SeaWorld theme park entertainment, Merlin Corp, which owns Ripley's Believe It or Not and Legoland, all the way to like Branson, Branson, Missouri, Dollywood, Six Flags Corporation, which is I think what Cedar Parks. They all know this. They
Mm-hmm.
all see it happening, and they're all going. They even more than normal, where it's a, hey, I'm going to give you this deal if you come. No, I'm going to give you this deal. No, I'm going to do one better. It's going to be even worse because they know that people's budget, people are spending that money in totally different ways than they anticipated they would.
Right. Right.
Ticket prices are going to go, I believe ticket prices are going to have to go down
Mm-hmm.
simply because people are going to make the choice of, yeah, we're going to go to Disney, but we're only going to stay at um maybe we're going to stay at Beach Club or Yacht Club because they have the shipwreck pool.
Right.
And you can spend time at the shipwreck pool because we're not going to the parks. We can afford either the parks or we can afford the hotel. We can't do both.
Right. Right. Yeah, that very well that could be, how they're
Because,
going to have to handle it. So,
because people are spending that. I'm in a group, for like a couponing group, and one lady said that she took a penalty on her CD, and took, I think she said she lost like $2,000 to get her money out of the CD. One, so that she had cash, and two, so she could go to the grocery store and stock up.
wow. Hmm. Yeah, there's going to be lots of different things going on, I think, and um,
And it's all unprecedented.
right. Yeah, we haven't experienced anything like it before. Yeah, for sure. Hmm.
Somebody said that in the UK, there was rumors that they were going to bring back ration books,
I don't
like they had in World War II,
I don't
where
know what that is. Okay.
the ration books, like where you could only buy, like they
Uh,
would be similar to like WIC checks
uh,
now, where like this little book may be good for this week, and you can only get 1 pound of you can get one thing of coffee and one thing of milk and two, and you have to use your little
yeah,
coupons
yeah.
for it.
Well, I'll tell you. Yesterday, we were down to 3 rolls of toilet paper. So we went out to find toilet paper. I know. We went to Sam's Club. They didn't have any. We went a couple different Walmart. They didn't have any. So a friend of mine texted me and said they have toilet paper at one of the local grocery stores, but you better get there now. So I went there as quick as I could, and it was really picked over. And there was a big sign. It said you were only allowed one paper product. So of the different products. So I picked up one toilet paper that had 4 in, and it was like this kind of a brand, and it was a different roll. And then I bought another one that had 2 in it, I think, or 4, I can't remember. But so anyway, I go to check out, and the lady's like, she was standing there at the register doing the self checkout, and she said, "You can only have one thing of toilet paper." And I said, "But they're 2 different products." And she said, "It's toilet paper. You can only have one." I said, "Listen, I have 3 rolls of toilet paper at home. I'm not trying to stockpile it." And she said, "Go ahead and take it." So, I mean, they're already putting up signs limiting people. So, but I'm like,
Well,
I'm not trying to stockpile
did
the
you
toilet
see the
paper.
news article about the guy in Tennessee that rented a U-Haul and bought out all of the hand sanitizer and masks and was trying to sell it on eBay and Amazon for
Really?
like $100 a bottle?
Oh, wow.
and now Amazon and eBay and stuff shut him down
Oh, wow. That's
because
crazy.
because it's actually a federal law that you can't price gouge for a national, like, take advantage of a national emergency. And
Okay.
so he's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these 20,000 things of hand sanitizer now. They've completely ruined my profits.
You gotta donate them now.
Nobody will buy from you, dude.
Uh, so I have to say one more thing, which was very nice. I was going through my stuff here. You know how we're cleaning out all of our stuff. So I found some scrapbooking paper. So I found some construction paper and I found stickers, like stickers for scrapbooking. So my
Mhm.
neighbor, her daughter, because everybody's like, what are we gonna do with these kids during school? So I texted my neighbor and I said, hey, I found some scrapbooking paper and some stickers. You want me to bring them by? And your daughter can play with them all week and she can make posters and everything. And she said, oh, that's great. So I took them to her house last night and we were just chatting and I was telling her my toilet paper story. So as I was leaving, she goes, oh, I have something for you. And she gave me a package of toilet paper, like with 3 rolls in it. It was so nice. She said, since you don't have much toilet paper, here's some toilet paper. You gave me some scrapbooking stuff. I'll give you some toilet paper. So I was like, thank you. So
Yay!
looking out for each other, you know?
And I think that's what's, we're gonna end up. That's what we need. That's what we need to be doing
Right.
anyway.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
But ex- you know, we each company is going to be different about how they handle shutdowns and closures. Tangled in the Magic, welcome in.
Hello. Hello.
Um, I know Disney. Disney is paying their employees till the end of, like, the college program and staff, like, through the end of the month and through this, and um but if there's no school, like paraprofessionals, like myself,
Uh huh.
um there's no paycheck. You don't work, you're not paid. Teachers are salaries. They're going to get paid either way.
Right.
So I think that your local food banks are going to start getting hit really hard, more than normal,
Right.
especially with, like, our area just started spring break on Friday. And so Thursday, they were hit pretty good with all, because they can only go every 2 weeks. So, like, anyone who, like, this Thursday was really looking for stuff for the week of spring break. So they said, okay, well, instead of just being able to get, you have 3 kids at home, well, instead of just one peanut butter, you can have two. They
Right.
have a different set of rules for spring break.
Uh huh.
But they're going to start getting more people coming through, as people are, they aren't working or their hours are cut. They're going to be going, okay, well, I'm going to have to go to the food bank for nothing else. I need a package of beans.
Right. Right. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going to be, it will be, and it's a reason why people are scared. People are scared. They don't know what's going to happen.
Right. I hear you. Hey, Cheryl,
Sherry,
good to see you.
well, I don't have much more. I know that, we tried to keep all this chat out of crafted chat. We kept it for the most part out of nerd talk, but I knew that we would be talking about it a little bit tonight. I know that Resort TV One is streaming and Corey is streaming. I really encourage you to go and spend time in one of those two live streams. Mods, if you could put um, Resort TV One link and Corey's link in the chat, that would be great. I'm pretty sure everyone in here already knows them and can find those links. But go support them, and I will next Sunday. You'll see me 3 times again. Boom, boom, boom. Craft and chat, craft and chat with PSV and Myers and the Mouse on my channel at 11 a.m. Followed by Sunday Nerd Talk at um, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, and then Scrapbook Sunday at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. So thank you everyone for stopping in. I know it was a little early,
Yes,
but
thank you. Thanks
go
for having me.
yeah, of course, thank you for stopping in and go check out Resort TV 1 and Corey Meets World. Bye everyone.